Lawwin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawwin Media Network.
Good evening, Texas. Good morning, Philippines. Welcome to Season 3 of Legal Treats. And we're talking about women in law. And my partner here, my co-host, Nesca.
Yes, Attorney Aileen, it's a beautiful Saturday morning here from the Philippines. Good evening there in Texas. Sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Texas, good evening. Good morning naman dito sa Philippines. And it's been a great week, Attorney Aileen.
That's right. There's a lot of things that happened in the past week. We actually just finished the Celebrating Women Inspiring Change. So now we're talking about empowered women, but this time women in law.
True. And we are so excited to have someone with us today who will join us later in the program.
That's right. And like I said, like what we said in the last episode, that this will be a series of episodes where we are inviting women in law to talk about their challenges, their successes, and definitely to inspire the others there who are, wanting to follow the path, wanted to be part of the legal world.
This is the second episode of our Women in Law series where we highlight the journeys, the challenges, and also the triumphs of women in the legal profession. But before anything else, Attorney Aileen, I'd like to share that this production is proudly brought to us by Lawwin Media Network. We're currently live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So join us every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Manila time. So if you missed us live, no worries. Catch the replay on over 15 podcast platforms, including Spotify, Google, Apple, and more. So stay tuned and stay engaged.
That is right. And so let's start a conversation. I'm excited to listen to our guest for tonight. Nesca, you want to introduce her?
Yes, Attorney Aileen. Today we are joined by a very special guest. She is a child support attorney based in Sugarland, Texas. Her career spans various legal areas, but her primary focus is helping families navigate the complexities of child support law. She's here to share her experiences with us today, and we can't wait to hear more about her story. Ladies and gentlemen, Attorney Maria Cristina Atendido.
Yeah, Attorney Tina, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi, Attorney Tina.
Hello, good morning to people in the Philippines and good evening to Texans.
Good evening sa atin sa Houston. Attorney Tina is also based here in Houston area, Greater Houston. All right, so
yeah,
I think Nesca has a burning question.
Yes, Attorney Tina. Thank you so much for being here, Attorney Tina. To start, Attorney Tina, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to become a lawyer?
Well, my background is, my training really is appellate course. I had political science as my pre-law. Before I went to law school, I was working with the government in the Philippines in armed forces of the Philippines. in
Mm-hmm.
ESAP. And then it's writing and research. So my background really is, well, writing and then research. In law school, I was working with the Institute of International Legal Studies at UP Law Center, and that's also research. When I was in high school, I know that I knew at that time that I wanted to become a lawyer. So
Mm-hmm.
because I read this book, it's really not a probably a if it's a movie, it's like a B movie. It's really not something. Um, well, it's not really good.
Not a blockbuster one.
It's not. It's like really. It's I don't know. Maybe anyone can write it, but I just saw this character. She's a lawyer, and in my little community, there were no female lawyers that time, but there was a female judge, and I was really awestruck with her. So I think she's one of my inspirations, and then the book, and yeah. So I just set my mind to it, and I remember my father telling me, why do you want to become a lawyer? Why do you want to study again after your political science? He was telling me I can already work. I was telling him, well, I want to become a lawyer. And yeah, so that's it.
So
Well,
that
really-
young attorney.
Yeah.
Yes, go,
Tina,
Attorney
tell us, saan ka ba sa atin sa Philippines?
Oh, it's a little down in Infanta, Quezon.
Mhm.
So, when I was growing up, it's a fifth class municipality. So, hindi siya, malig lang siya, coastal.
Okay.
um, you know, I think the students from my school and from my town actually, who went to UP that time, it's probably just a handful, maybe not even more than five. When I was growing up. So, and also I think until now, uh, wala pa ulit nakapag law school sa UP from my town.
Mhm. Is it
So-
because mahirap yung exam, or is it because they're interested more sa ibang profession?
Yeah, it's probably that. You're probably interested in some other things.
Walang
or-
gustong masiraan ng bait sa law school.
There are attorneys there. There are women attorneys there. There are a lot of attorneys now in my town.
When was the last time you went back home?
2022.
Okay, so a lot of
Yes,
you see the
yes.
difference, yeah, in
Yeah,
terms of
almost a year.
profession. Yeah, Neska, you were asking something.
Yes, Attorney Tina, since you were already a lawyer here in the Philippines, what made you decide to go to the US?
Oh, it's a personal reason. It's family. It's because I wanted to start a family with my husband.
Yeah, I have a cuento. So Tina, Attorney Tina and I, we work at the Court of Appeals in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, but we never really, we never saw.
Never
Did we ever see each other there?
I don't know,
No, hindi ba? No.
Mhm.
Yeah, tapos dito na lang kami nagkakilala. Then we learned that we worked there almost I think at the same time, but we were with different justices. Yeah, so we're court attorneys there, and then we became friends here in Texas. Yeah, so I know Nesca wanted to know what happened next when you
Yes.
moved here, right, Nesca?
Yes, Attorney Tina, what happened next after you moved to the US?
Okay, so when I moved here, I was really going to study in University of Houston as an LLM student. So, when I left the Philippines, I was already accepted in LLM in U of H. So that's really my path. I was going to study and then I'll take the bar.
Did you specifically
Okay.
choose U of H, University of Houston Law Center for your
Yes, because it's
LLM Master of Laws?
yes, because it's in
Why?
youth.
Why? Why?
And also I wanted their program, health law.
Mm. Why health law?
Well, because my husband is a nurse, and I was
Mhm.
thinking, it'll probably be useful to us, which I don't think
It did.
it
No,
did.
it didn't.
But the LLM is helpful.
But you're also representing clients before the board of nursing, so I guess it's kind of
Yes, well,
related to.
yes, that's right. But I think anyone can represent, nurses with the board of nursing um, agency.
Mhm.
My what's useful is my husband is a nurse, so he's helping me with lots of BON cases.
Oh, okay.
Attorney
Well, yeah,
Attorney
go ahead,
Tina,
Nesco.
what led you to pursue an LLM?
Because well, I was thinking it'll help me because I really don't know, how the legal system of the U.S.
Mhm.
goes. I wanted to have familiarity with it, and for me, I won't study. I won't enroll in a JD program again.
Mhm.
So
Like a start
LLM
all
is
over again, right?
so that's easier. This is an easier path.
I think Nesca wanted to know also because she and I were talking about this. Is it a requirement in order for one and for someone like you to take the Texas bar exam that you have to go back to the law school or at least take the Master of Laws?
Oh yeah, that's right. So during that time, um, you have there's a requirement. It's either you're practicing for 7 years, and 5 years of that. So there's that requirement of 7 years and 5 years, and then you have to take the bar exam. So you have to be in that window. I wasn't in that window anymore. So my only path is to take the LLM because UP is not unlike in New York, they recognize schools, right?
Mhm.
But in Houston, in Texas, you have to be an ABA, I think ABA accredited school,
Accredited, yeah.
and Philippines is not. So I mean
Which
UP,
means schools here, mostly schools here in the United
yeah, that's
States.
right. So
So
I had to take that exam. I had to take that program.
program. So if you're not a graduate of law school here,
Shade.
for your JD, then you will be required to take a Master of Laws, finish that program before you can apply to take the bar exam. But again,
Oh,
because
okay.
Attorney Tina is mentioning earlier, if you're already a lawyer, practicing lawyer outside your country, some kind of requirements like that, right?
Yeah.
7 years, 5 years.
Hmm.
But if you don't fall into that category, then you'll have to take the LLM. I think that's what you're trying to say earlier.
That's right.
Yeah. But what if you're not a lawyer yet? Like Neska is still working on becoming a lawyer, but she's already finished with law school. Do you think have you encountered other classmates in your Master of Laws class who were there taking the class with you, and then eventually took the bar exam, but they're not lawyers in their country, but they're graduate of law school.
No. So I had my classmates who are they were bachelor's degree. I mean LLB. But
No.
LLB in other countries, they're different from the LLB in the Philippines. And that's why I
Mhm.
think in the Philippines they scrap the LLB. It's JD.
Yeah, it's
Shade.
JD
So
now. Yeah.
yeah. But my degree that time was LLB. My classmates degree was LLB. But it's like high school to law school.
Mm,
And
yeah.
that's not the JD here. That's not a degree that can allow you to sit for the bar exam.
Okay, so in other words, Attorney Tina, you have to be a lawyer here if you're from the Philippines, and then move to Houston and take LLM before you can take the Texas bar exam. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
got it.
yes, because you already have a degree
Okay,
in JD, right? I mean, you have a degree in law, so you have to just take the LLM here. But so even
okay.
if you're not a lawyer yet, but you have a degree in law, take an LLM here, then you can take the bar exam.
Oh, okay.
In other words, Nesca, you can come over here, take LLM, the Master of Laws, and finish that, and then take the bar exam. You will be eligible to
Okay.
take the bar exam.
Mhm.
So, di ka na,
Okay.
punta ka na dito sa ano, Texas. Me, Attorney Tina, and I will help you.
No,
But
no, I'm sorry. Actually, Texas is a bit, it's like it's a closed state. So
Mm-hmm.
before they were not allowing foreign grads
mhm.
take
Mm-hmm.
to take the bar exam here. So even if you have an LLM, if you're a foreign grad, you have to take the JD program. But
Okay.
in 20, I think 2015 or 2016 or 2014, something, around those years, they opened up Texas to foreign
Foreign
students.
students.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. We'll think about it.
Well, yeah, she will be thinking about that for sure tonight. But before we dig deeper into our conversation, we have a lot of questions. I know Nesca has a list of questions for you, Attorney Tina. So be prepared. But anyway, let's pause for a short break and we'll come back in a bit. So stick around. And we're back.
That was so fast, Attorney Aileen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have a chance to at least, like drink water. But
Yeah.
well, we have a comment here from, you want to read it, Nesca?
From Orlando Dizon, Tina is my brilliant LLM classmate at the University of Houston Law Center. So classmates pala kayo ni Attorney
Or-
Orly.
Yes.
And actually, that's the reason why I was introduced with Tina. That's how we came to know each other is through Attorney Orly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said earlier, we were working at the Court of Appeals back in Manila. We never knew each other there. We just we met each other here in Texas through Attorney Orly because they were classmates at the University of Houston Law Center. So yeah, and then since then we became friends, and we're actually helping each other, supporting each other here. And it's so nice to have somebody na kababayan mo, kaibigan mo in the same field. Actually, yung um, tatahakin natin later. We will discuss about that later during the show. But I know that Nesca has question for Tina,
Yes.
Attorney Tina.
Yes, Attorney Tina. So you were talking about Texas bar exam earlier. So how did you prepare for it? Or what were the challenges that you faced when you were preparing for the Texas bar exam?
So my preparation really was to enroll in Barbary. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But tell us about Barbie so that because she's not familiar with that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Barbary is a law review program. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a Texas bar review program. So like in the Philippines we have the San Beda bar review, UP bar
Mm-hmm.
review. So that's also like that, but it's not affiliated with any school. It's just a program so there are
Independent.
several here. There's Kaplan, and then there's Barbary. So I chose
How
Barbary because it's well they said it's tested,
It's
and
yeah,
not.
they have
how long
they
did
have
you
a
prepare for
guarantee
it?
that if you if you don't don't pass the first time, you can
Mhm.
enroll with them again, and it's free.
Okay.
Because it's not cheap. It's
That's
expensive.
right.
Do you remember
Oh,
how much it was at that
It's
time?
like 1,500, 1,750, something like that.
wow.
Does it includes the books, the other
Yeah,
materials, right? And then you watch the video. It's not. Is it a live class? It's.
there's a live class. There are videos.
Mm,
But preparation is not just studying. So preparation is, you have to prepare psychologically, physically,
Mhm.
and yeah, mentally
Mentally.
or
Yeah.
academically. If you so yeah, so it's not just studying Barbary, but you also have to really prepare. Like, when will you wake up? When are you going to eat? So it's like, yeah, it's like really what do you call this? I guess it's really physical, mental, psychological, because even if you study a lot and then, but psychologically you're not prepared. Like, I'm going to fail. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So you're not preparing
you have to
yourself
condition your
psychologically.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did you prepare for it, Attorney Tina?
Boy, it's long. My preparation was long. Like,
Mhm.
since 20. So when I graduated, yeah. So I graduated 2014.
Mhm.
Because I had a paper and wasn't able to submit it on time. I was given additional time. So it's like, Orly probably graduated in 2013
Mhm.
or 2012. I guess 2013, right? I graduated a year after. So from that time, when they offered review class, so because in UVH, they're really preparing you for the bar exam. So from
Ha-
2014 until 2016, that's my preparation. Of course,
Yes.
the 2014, that's not really it's not really a serious preparation. It's like, you're just like testing the waters.
Yeah. You've taken the Texas bar exam and also the Philippine bar, right?
Yes.
How do they differ?
Um, well, they're both difficult, and I guess same preparation. Again,
Mhm.
mentally, physically, and psychologically.
Both
Uh,
are difficult.
yeah, it's bar exam is difficult. We all know that. So
Yeah. Well, the bar exams during that time, um, the bar exam in the Philippines was very much different, with the bar exam here in Texas.
oh, that's right.
So that actually is an additional challenge because the preparation is different from the preparation back when you took the bar exam in the Philippines for sure. Um, tell us about the big differences.
Oh yeah. In the Philippines, it's like 4 days, right?
Yeah.
4 separate
Or
days.
Sundays.
Yeah, four
Or
Sunday.
Sundays,
Sundays. That's
right?
right. Is it still the
Uh,
same?
no, not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Only 3 days, right?
3 days.
3 days consecutive.
No. 2 Sundays, one.
Yeah, so it's different. Yeah.
Oh, so here it's 3 consecutive days.
Yeah,
It's like 2.5, right?
that's right. So tell us more about that experience during that time. Like just the difference other than the days, like the test itself.
Oh, that's right. So there's the components in the Texas bar exam. There's 300 multiple choice questions. It's called the what is it called? I can't
MBE.
remember now. No, because now it's UBX.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Before,
yeah. That's right. That's
I
right.
can't
The
remember.
multi-bar, yeah, the MBE,
Oh yeah, the MBE.
multi-state bar exam. Yeah.
Now it's UBX.
Yeah.
Then essays.
Essays. Yeah. How many
Uh,
questions were
essays.
the essays? I can't remember anymore. I think is it 10?
Yeah,
No,
10.
it's 10, right? That's half day only.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other half of the day was also a multiple choice exam, but it's local Texas only.
Oh, there's a
Remember?
procedure, right? There's a procedure test versus a short
Yeah.
essay.
What is that? Like the application part of it.
Yeah, and
Like
then
you
the,
create a
the
memory.
essay. This is the short essay. This is a essay, really, the real
That's
essay.
right. That's
Like
right. That's right.
for substantive questions.
Hmm.
The other one, the procedural.
That's right.
And then
Well,
the next day,
mhm,
the third, for the third day, which is half a day, that's the writing.
that's the writing.
They'll ask you to write maybe
Memorandum.
or a memorandum.
Yeah, they'll give you like um, a case, and then
Mm-hmm.
you'll have to analyze the documents, and then you come up with a solution depending on what is being asked of you to do. Like for example, you write a memorandum for your senior attorney, or study the case and give a recommendation how to resolve that, something like that. I don't know what happened with Nesca, but hopefully she'll be able to come back. So anyway, in the meantime, it's just gonna be you and me until Nesca is back. Technical issues happen all the time during the live show. So, but anyway, just before we continue, I just want to encourage our audience to um, write your questions, comments, or shout outs or greetings in the chat box, and we will read them for you. And we'll try to answer the questions if we can. And I think Nesca is back, so let's put her back on the screen.
Yeah,
There you
sorry, there
go.
was power interruption in my part.
It's okay. In the Philippines, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
palaging power interruption, especially kapag weekend eh. So,
summer na
sorry.
pa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, before we continue, Attorney Tina and Nesca, we have here a question from our viewer. Her
Mm-hmm.
name is May Vera. You want to read it, Nesca?
Yes, would you recommend I take bar here in the Philippines first if I ever plan to take LLM and practice law in Texas?
Okay, so May is a law student right now, I believe, because she's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So, yeah, you want to go ahead and answer that, Attorney Tina?
I think it really depends on what you want. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to try first in the Philippines to be a lawyer, that's fine. But if you don't have like the luxury of waiting and then reviewing, paying for the review, then go ahead and plan for really what you want. Like if you really plan to come here, take an LM and practice law here, then do that. You don't really need to practice in the Philippines if that's what your goal is.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to try both, then yeah, do it.
I mean, if you're going to ask me, May, if you finish law school in the Philippines, what's the reason why you're not going to take the bar exam, right? So you might well
Right.
as well, while it's still fresh, you might as well want to take the bar because you're going to have to go to you graduating from your Juris Doctor is, one thing, and then taking the bar is, and passing
It's
the bar is
another.
another thing, right? So, while everything's still fresh in your memory, your law school, knowledge, then you go ahead and take the bar. And then later on, you can try taking the LLM here or any part of the US, any state, and then take the bar. So that you're not going to be unless, of course, you're already set to come here, to fly here, and you didn't have time to take the bar in the Philippines. And yeah, definitely, you don't want to miss that flight, right? Or that opportunity. We have another question here, but I think we should answer this one after, later on when we're talking about Attorney Tina's practice. So, um, break na ulit. Okay, so break na tayo ulit. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Stick around.
Hello po dyan sa mga taga-Texas. Nandyan po kami ni Desa sa June 14 at meron po kaming show sa Gaylord Texan Resort and Convention Center on June 14. So, nandyan po ang mga detalye below sa ating poster and I hope to see you soon, guys. See you sa June 14.
And we're back. And see us on June 14, I and Dessa. It's a Gaylord. Okay, so do you want to go ahead and answer the questions? We have two burning questions here from our two viewers. So let's show them.
Watching from Pangasinan, what is the difference of Philippine attorney fees and Texas attorney fees?
Okay, this is now more on practice na, Attorney Tina. So you're now practicing. Since you're already practicing here in Texas. Texas. Are you also licensed in another state or Texas only?
Just
Or not?
Texas.
All right. So and your practice is more on family law, immigration, right?
Yes.
And
Probate.
probate. That's right. Estate planning and all that.
Mhm.
And the reason why I mentioned that's because Mons the Seco is asking about attorney's fees. So, maybe you wanna just give her some ideas. How doesn't have to be the amount, but how are we charging here as an attorney, or how are you charging here as an attorney?
So in the Philippines, I practiced as an attorney, a staff attorney in the Court of Appeals, and well, later on in the Supreme Court. So I don't really have the experience about attorney's fees.
Asking attorneys.
Although my friends, I guess I learned from my friends, they have retainers. So there's a what's this acceptance fee?
Acceptance, yeah.
That's right. Here, I don't I'm not really familiar if there is an acceptance fee.
Oh, no, I never
There's
charged acceptance.
I've
I
not
haven't heard of
I've
that
not
here.
seen any acceptance fee here. I don't think there is, because here actually fees are, so it should be, they call it retainer, but it's not really. In the Philippines, retainer is like when there's a company and they retain you.
Yeah.
So it's like, but here the retainer, you use it. It's like funds for the case, for the client. It's not like they gave you the retainer's fee and then that's yours. No, it's not. You have to render the services first before you become entitled to that.
Mhm.
So in the Philippines, the retainer fee is yours already when you have that, right?
You earned it already, right?
Yeah, you earn that already, because it's different from other things like the appearance fee. Um, but I think for annulment cases, it's a fixed rate, right? Like 200,000. And I realized some of my clients, they tell me the attorney's fees that they pay in the Philippines, and I realized that Philippine attorney's fees are more expensive than here.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, for example, the recognition of
Foreign divorce.
judicial judgment, it's $2,000.
Mhm.
So how much is that?
In the Philippines, you convert that one depending on how much is the.
No. So I'm sorry, it's not $200,000. 200,000 pesos.
You're talking about Philippines, okay? Yeah.
Yes, it's like $4,000, right?
Well,
Or more.
I don't know. Do the math, Nesca.
Anyway, yeah.
We're all lost lawyers, so
Yeah.
do the math here.
What was
But
that? 4,000 or $4,000?
actually, that's
More than 200,000.
I've heard more than that, Attorney Tina.
Yeah.
I think it depends on again the law firm, right? Like this one, we have a follow up question here from Bonds de Seco, and she said that I heard in the Philippines the rate is 500,000. Is it 500 pesos
100 pesos.
per hour? While in Texas the rate is $500 per hour.
Maybe she's
How
talking
are you
about
to
the
reconcile that?
consultation.
Well, it depends. It really depends. I think for family here is like 350 for
It depends on
this is your
your
normal
the attorney. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the experience.
It ranges from 300 to I don't know, somebody's stretching 800 per hour. So,
So my
yeah.
opposing counsel, who's a certified family lawyer, uh, her rate is 350 per hour. But yeah, they're more. I guess they're like $400. I worked at a law firm, so there was the senior attorney was $400 per hour, and then next rank is 350. So it depends on the rank.
Rank,
The
or
attorney
it
in
depends
the
on the
law.
number of years you're practicing. It depends on the your practice, if it's a criminal case, if it's a criminal law, or if it's family law. It's the charges varies a
Yeah,
lot. But I'm not sure in the Philippines if that's how much they're charging. I think it's the same thing too, right? It depends on the attorney. It depends on the practice.
It
um
depends on the case too.
that's
that's right.
right, that's right.
Yeah, I had a contingent fee case,
You want to
be-
discuss what is the contingent fee?
employment claim. So you can do that, and in the Philippines, there's also contingent fee um, agreements.
You want to explore on what is a contingent fee agreement for our viewers who are not lawyers or law students?
Okay, so contingent fee, you won't be paid if you don't win. If you don't get
Mm.
anything for the client, you don't get paid.
It depends on winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, an example of that is um, personal injury. Like those victims of car wrecks, car
Mhm.
accidents. They'll be suing the insurance company. So if you win the case, you get a portion of that. So it's a percentage base.
Mhm.
If you win,
In the
so you
Philippines,
gotta have to win.
they do that too if for damages cases. So
That's
pag
right.
Yeah.
may possibility na may damages na malaki, then yes,
Mhm.
you can have a contingent fee.
Yeah, like for example,
Yes.
kung damages is $1 million, and you get your percentage from that. It depends on what's on your contract. How did you come up with your percentage, diba? Now there's another question here from Jewel.
Jewel
You go ahead,
Makani.
Niska.
Do you experience any gender or racial discrimination while practicing law in Texas?
I have, I guess, because I
Yeah.
have a different accent.
Mhm.
So, there was I had a client in it's like a rural town.
Real town, real city,
Yeah.
county.
And then I was talking to this person, and when the when the when the partner was when the firm sent him an invoice, he said that your attorney is not even an English native
Speaker.
speaker.
Wow.
Okay, so what does that have to do with the with the invoice?
Uh-huh. Really? Is that a man or a
It's a man.
female?
Yeah, it's an overall.
Male attorney. Is
Yeah,
he a native? Is he like a Estonian or Texan? Do you
he's a
know?
Texan,
Mhm.
but again, he's from I don't remember it's like Bell County or
Oh, okay, somewhere there.
yeah, it's like Bell something.
There's a gender bias, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 3 hours from here.
Ha-
But how did
Uh,
you deal with that, Attorney
right.
Tina?
well,
That's right.
actually, he did not tell that to my face,
Mhm.
but well, I guess so. It's not a direct
Comment.
experience.
It's not her. So how did you know about it?
Well, the partner told me.
The Marites partner, huh?
Mhm. So he told me that okay, don't talk to them anymore. I won't.
Okay.
So when we had a hearing, I was I told myself I'm not going to talk to them.
Mhm.
And then it was canceled. I did not talk to them. I just let them stay there in the court.
Mhm. Ako, sometimes Tina and I we work together in some cases. So anyway, ako I just wanna share one time. They thought that I am an intern because I'm small. That's why I always wear high heels, diba, Tina? So Gina always may bow na flat shoes yan eh, so that when we're out of the court, she's gonna change quickly, and I'm still like walking with my heels, and it's like, anyway. So that's the reason why I wear, high heels all the time because I'm so tiny, and they think I'm a kid, or I'm a paralegal, or I'm an intern, not never an attorney, right? I don't know. That's one thing. And then I also experienced Tina being called what's that sweetie in court, and I didn't know in the beginning that that is demeaning, or
Mhm.
that's not appropriate. Later on, somebody told me, "Oh, that's not right. They shouldn't, because when they call you sweetie or sweetheart, they're actually looking down on you like as if you're not an attorney." So yeah.
Because I think here in the Philippines, if someone calls you sweetie or sweetheart, that's an endearment here in the Philippines.
Yeah, well, not here.
Not
It's
there.
a discrimination.
Yeah.
We have a comment here. Is it from May?
May Rivera. That's because you look so young, attorney. Totoo naman. I
Sige,
would
may
agree to
bonus ka
this.
na. Okay, so oh no, another break. Okay, so but before we go on the break, is there anything else that you want to share with us, Attorney Tina, regarding like being discriminated recently, or being treated not well in court, or not necessarily your opposing counsel, like anybody, even your client?
Um, I think there's a so there's this ad litem that I noticed. She's not, it's like she's not acknowledging me that
Mm,
I'm an attorney. So, but I'm not really taking any issue with that. But I just noticed that, and I
so you
think it's
can tell.
because I don't know. She probably noticed that I have a different accent. So,
Mm.
but
Ad
I'm happy.
litem. You want to explain what an ad litem is, so that they're gonna be familiar with what you're
Okay, so
talking
that's
about.
the attorney appointed by the court for in a child support or in a family case where there's a child custody issue. So that's a attorney for the child.
Hmm.
In some other cases, in probate, so that's for the unknown heirs.
Yeah, to represent the interests of the unknown heir. So ad litem is a court-appointed attorney. So, like you're also an ad litem, right? I do act as an ad litem also sometimes. And if the court will appoint me to represent a minor, or an unknown heir. So yeah. Wow, that ad litem maybe is she a female or a male? Oh, it asks about that. And because I had experience dealing with, because we deal with both female and male attorney, and sometimes I had some feeling that the female is more I don't know, I think it's generally, of course not everybody's like that, they're easier to deal with than the male attorney, but in some cases the male attorney, they're aggressive towards another attorney if that other attorney is a female, something like that. I had some experience. I don't know about you. Did you like the
Just
difference between the treatment of an attorney, if your opposing counsel is female, or a male attorney?
I have not seen that. I've had I dealt with male and female attorneys. The male attorneys that I've worked with, like, yeah, worked because it's an employment case, and this attorney who's a board certified employer attorney, worked with me. So we worked together to, bring the case to a close and have the party settle. And he's okay. He's really nice. Um, I have not seen any, like despicable attorneys who.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I mean,
The Atty that I'm talking about is she's a female actually.
Oh, the one that that discriminates.
Yeah, she doesn't even talk to me. But I'm not. I'm the attorney of record. Like, okay, because we were working there. There were two attorneys in that case, and she doesn't want to deal with me. She's dealing with the other attorney, the native here.
Okay, well, we have another question here, but I think Netska, what do you think? Let's just answer that question after a short break.
After we take a break, yes.
And we're back. And we
we're
still
back.
have here Nesca and Attorney Tina. So Nesca, there's a question here that I'd like Attorney Tina to share her answer.
Attorney Tina, we have a Facebook comment here from Jewel Bacani. Can you share about bloopers and funny instances in court or in practice?
Bloopers.
Any funny experience?
Well, I had a trial, and it was my first trial, and then I told the opposing counsel, this is my first time to have a trial. Please be nice to me, something like that. But in court, I don't think you'll find anything funny. If you have a blooper, I don't think.
It's not gonna be funny, right?
Yeah. So I think I had a blooper. I think every time. I have a lot. So there was I was thinking why the other attorney was objecting, and she kept on objecting, and I thought I already did whatever I had to do, and then the judge asked me, ask her why she's objecting. So I asked her, why are you objecting? So she said that, well, because you did not lay the foundation, blah 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 blah, something like that. I said I already did it. So the judge said, so ask her how you can lay the foundation, something like that. So I asked her, and she said it. So it's like, okay, so that instance is like funny. So, but those things, I think you won't really laugh.
No, you're not. Well, I think I want to share something, but it's not inside a courtroom. It's outside the courtroom, like in the hallway. So I was handling a divorce case at the time, and the opposing party, the husband, they're already there. But I was waiting for my client, the wife, and my partner attorney during that time was with me, and I had to do something, and I asked my partner attorney to talk to, because we're running late, so we're already inside I'm already inside. And then so my partner attorney talked to somebody there whom we thought was is my client, is our client, because it's, he never saw it. So he approached that person, and it turned out to be the third party. So like, let's say for example, let's say Mrs. Cruz, right? Hi, are you Mrs. Cruz? And this lady, this party looked at him like, like with this look, like a killing look, like. And then when I came, is she here? Is she here? And he said, well, I thought that's her, but it's not. And so I asked, and she gave me this look. It's like, no, that's a third party. So they're like enemies. So I find that funny because we're outside the court. But inside, I share with Attorney Tina the same thing, that you're, as much as possible, you don't want to laugh, or it's never funny. But in probate, Attorney Tina, where there were some instances that the judge, it's trying to make it, I think, lighten up the mood of everybody. So sometimes, they're just, sometimes they even joke around. They joke around too. Um, yeah. So anyway, do we have any other question there, or any other
Yes,
comment?
Attorney Tina. Yeah, we have a comment here from Veranga Maniago. Hello, good morning here in the Philippines. Wala,
Good
bumati lang
morning.
siya.
Okay.
Yes, but I have a question to Attorney Tina. Attorney Tina, not really a question, but what advice would you give to young women just starting out their legal careers?
What can I? Okay, so I guess you have to really choose what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're a woman, you have to think about whether you're going to have a family. If you already have a family, you have to think about whether to take care of the kids hands on, or so you have to prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yes,
we're
or
here.
you
You're
should
here.
know
Go ahead.
priorities, right?
So yeah, I think that for example, I can't really go on. It's like you have to choose, really. Right now, I'm choosing not to go on full, like, what do you say? How do you say it? As in todo. I can't really make my career soar right now, because I'm choosing to
Or full blast.
to
You can
be
really go full
prioritize
blast.
my kids, and if you really want to be, when I was single, I could, I'm thinking, if I'm single right now, I could really go far, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that's the dilemma of a female attorney. Although I've seen lots of female attorneys, like Attorney Aileen,
Yeah.
but this is my choice. I'd like to spend time with my kids, so I'd like to take it easy on the legal side, because it's not easy, really. I mean, one case, it's like you have the world on your shoulders.
Shoulders.
So if you have 10 cases, it's the universe, something like that. So it really depends. I guess it also depends on how and what your character is, your personality. So what I think, whatever you choose, that's right for you. That's right for you. So yeah, I think don't copy others. Just think what's good for you. And there's no. I think I won't judge anyone if they're. I'm not going to compare myself to others. So don't compare yourself to others. Again, whatever your choice is, that's the right one for you.
Very well said. The sacrifices of a woman, Attorney Tina. You really have to make things a priority, but you really have to make a choice. That's right.
Well, because I just want to add to that because you mentioned about sacrifices, right? And I always say this. Really, there's no balance because
Yeah,
either you sacrifice your family, or you sacrifice yourself, or your work, or your whatever it is. You'll have to make some sacrifices to make room for for one thing. So it's really not easy. And Attorney Tina is right when she said it's more difficult if you already have a family, especially if you
yeah.
have children, because you have two children, Attorney Tina, and they're still young, and really it's not easy. So habang dalaga ka pa, Neska, go 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 ka lang. Di ba?
Go, go, go lang.
Sky is the limit. Don't limit yourself.
That's true.
Do whatever you want as long as you can still do it, because you'll never know. Like I said, there's no life is uncertain, you know. So you don't know what's gonna happen the next day when you wake up. So do what you can do as much as you can, whenever you have the opportunity.
True. You really have to make the most out of it. Sabi nga ni Ma'am Delia Ligot, good evening, Texas. Hello, beautiful ladies. God bless you sa show.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
po.
for joining us. Yeah, maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nanood at nag-participate, engage in the conversation. We enjoyed those questions, so keep them coming. Like we said earlier, your comments, questions, feedback, they're welcome here. And we will try to answer your questions as much as we can during the live show. So, any last words, Attorney Tina, before we say goodnight to Texas and say later on,
Good morning.
Philippines? Yeah.
Last words, I guess. Be kind. Be tolerant people. Be nice to each other. That's it. I think that's what we need.
Be kind to your other, no, your opposing counsel.
Well, for everyone, to everyone, be kind to
Yeah,
everyone. I
true.
think.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Attorney Tina, for joining us today. And we'll see you again next time, Attorney Tina. Okay. Salamat.
Thank you, Attorney
Thank you.
Tina.
And Neska.
Yes, Attorney Aileen. Totoo yung sabi ni Attorney Tina, no, na if you're a woman, if you're a woman lawyer, then you really have to take a choice. Kasi ang daming priorities sa buhay. Ang daming, you have career, you have your family, you have other personal thing. So kailangan you really have to make a choice. I appreciate Attorney Tina when she said really that yung priority niya ngayon is yung kids niya. That's why she can't really make a full blast sa kanyang career because she has already a family.
Yes, because you're gonna have to rethink of your, your choices, your priorities in life. Like siguro ako, if what I can tell everyone is, yeah, lawyering is a career, but that's not your only life. You know,
That's true.
so you don't over sacrifice the others are also equally important, especially yung mga gusto mong gawin sa buhay. If you love traveling, travel, and still have your career. If you love sports, then be participate in any sports, but you still have your career. If you love arts, paint, but you still love your career. Enjoy life because life is short. So anyway, here we're down to the last few seconds of legal treats. Again, we are live every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. That will be Saturday in the Philippines, 7:30 a.m. And Nesca, if they want to watch this recorded live show, where do they go?
Yes, we are live on Facebook and also on YouTube and also in Twitch, and we are also available in 15 podcast platforms including Spotify, Google, Apple, and more.
All right, we'll see you next Friday at Legal Treats, Women in Law. Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.